All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the coronavirus edition of Fox 3 Fishing. So, what we're going to go over today is we're going to go over like basic boat for how we're set up, our towing, so on and so forth. So, let's go with the vehicle. So, you see all these pros that end up having like these real nice, fancy trucks, and everyone thinks, oh, you have to have such a heavy duty truck in order to tow a boat. Well, first off, I've seen people tow boats with RAV4s. The way that we're set up is I own an '03 Silverado. I've had it for 10 years. Yeah, 10 years. And which is pretty much almost my entire Navy career. So, way I'm set up is got the truck. As far as the ball and everything, I mean, it all depends on what you're looking for as far as like the size of the ball that you need. U-Haul's a great resource. They have a lifetime warranty on their stuff. I got my stuff installed in U-Haul when I was moving out to Washington State in 2016, so I could tow the U-Haul trailer from pretty much, well, from Washington, D.C. to Iowa, where the family was at, because I didn't tow a trailer out to the Seattle area. But anyhow, you can go there. It cost me right about $300 roughly. But again, it's a lifetime warranty on it. So if you get rear-ended, guess what? Or if something like damages, U-Haul replace it. So definitely check them out. If you're more to do it yourself, you can get it at Walmart, Harbor Freight, any of the auto hobby shops. So that's definitely an option. You just don't get that warranty. Yeah, you could probably do it a lot cheaper. You could probably get the whole setup for like $150, then maybe $30 if you're going to pay somebody to install it. If you're not auto savvy, I went with the more expensive one because I didn't have the tools or the know-how to do it. But enough about that. Let's go to the boat. All right. So Facebook Marketplace. That's where the roommate got it. So everyone knows Richard. So he decided to go ahead on Facebook, and he actually found this. So he paid $750 for it. Came with the trailer, 30-pound trolling motor, stuff like that. So definitely look at Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Let Go, stuff like that. It all depends on the season too. You can sometimes get them real cheap as far as going that route. As far as the setup, so let me see if I can flip this around, and I can't, but so we'll just do this from the selfie mode. So we replaced the seat, $7, like $7.97 at Walmart. All right. Luckily for us, it came with a deck. It came with a lot of stuff installed. So if you can try to find one that's near what you want, and then go from there. I know a couple of things that we're looking at doing is we're going to replace this seat right here. We're going to make it go up just a little more, so that way the trolling motors, yes, we have a double trolling motor. We fish a lot of electric series, and our gas motor right now currently is like a 1968 Sears and Roebuck 3.5 that we're trying to do work on. It came with the boat. So far, replaced the spark plug, replaced the prop. Need to get a new spark plug wire because there's compression in it. So if you have friends that are really mechanically inclined, if you're not, definitely utilize them to help kind of make your stuff cheaper. Paddles. All right, let's talk about paddles for a second. Just because you have a boat that has a motor on it, gas or electric, does not mean you shouldn't have a set of paddles. True story, fishing a quiet creek, and we got stranded because the battery died on an extremely high tide that was going on. So we ended up not having paddles in the boat because at the time we didn't own this. We had a John boat we rented from MWR up at Yorktown Weapon Station, and we ended up going and having to get towed back down to the marina by a nice couple in a pontoon boat. So go to Walmart, get the $5 paddles. This one came with like rowboat paddles. We're getting rid of those because we really don't need them. We just keep a set of $5 Wally World brand ones that are good for like if you get grounded or if you really just don't want to run that engine and you can get back into a spot. So keep that in mind. $5, Walmart. sure you can find them at Bass Pro too, like the wooden ones. As far as a live well, so anyone that's looking to do competitions knows you probably need to have a live well. All right, new story. Most John boats don't come with live wells. I'm sure 99% of people know. So you go to the cooler live well. Also doubles as a storage. So we got the 120 quart Coleman right here, $58 at Walmart. Got it on a deal. Thank you, Walmart.com app. They were able to price match instead of like the $69 that they wanted. Bass Pros were about $69. Cabela's always runs about the same because obviously Bass Pro bought out Cabela's. Whole different rant. But definitely doubles for storage, so that way you can keep your tackle. We keep G-Juice in there too. Keeps the fish healthy. It's relatively inexpensive. I think it's like $12, and I mean, we've used it once and the bottle's still full. As far as electronics, all right, let's talk about electronics real quick, and then I'll go talking about these backup poles. So for electronics, we have a Garmin Striker 4 GPS, fish finder, the whole 9 yards, right? $100 Bass Pro right now. I just checked the other day, $100 plus obviously tax if you're in a state that has a Bass Pro in it. We've used it. It works. It's more for like the bait fish, to find where the bait fish are at. Sometimes you can see the bass, but most of the time I'm looking for the bait fish. Where you find a bait fish, a lot of times you're going to find the bass. It also allows us to have down scan, so we can kind of see what the bottom's looking like, if there's a bunch of stumps, and that. Again, electronics is not everything. I've fished for years without using electronics. It helps. It's a tool. So in that kit, it comes with either a transom mounted transducer or the trolling motor one. So as you can see, we've got the trolling motor mounted one on the 50 here. Normally our 50 is our main propulsion one, and then we just tried this new setup going out on the local lake, and it turned out it actually worked pretty good for like trying to get around. So in the absence of having a bow mounted, this is the next best thing to kind of like cut back, and it helps with the weight and balance of the boat too. Doesn't work very well having it's kind of awkward having a second trolling motor sitting up there that's not a bow mounted. It's what we call a redneck rig, where we took a piece of plywood, put it on the side. Did not exactly work that well. So the other things, make sure your transom is well braced. Last thing you need is a trolling motor slide in the water. Now, best investment yet, right, is these things right here. All right, they're PVC pipe, but they do wonders for backing this boat in. So one of the biggest issues we had, and you know, we're still learning how to do a lot of this stuff, is we would back this trailer down. Well, first off, sitting up in my Silverado, you're not really going to see the trailer. So from right here to right there, you can see there's a ramp, and when you're on an incline, it's really hard unless you're like turning and it looks like you're snaking it down. So with these PVC pipes, it kind of helps go, and you have a visual reference. So it's easier to see in the mirror, backing down. And then the other great thing is when you're trying to get up on the trailer, it kind of helps if you can see everything, because those bunks are submerged, and if that water's really murky, you're not going to see anything. It's hard to judge your set and drift, stuff like that. Forgive the term. I'm used to navigation on a carrier and on a guided missile frigate, so y'all kind of get it, you know, where the boat moves because the wind and everything, especially as of late, because it's been really windy out here. And I know before we got these poles, it was a pain to try to get this thing up on the trailer properly. So it kind of gives you a place to guide. The way we have it set up, it's about 1.5 feet. Either side gives it a little bit of clearance to get it on there. So when there's two of us fishing, one can just go and guide it on while the other one has the bow hook, and we can go ahead and secure it down, winch it up, get it out, and then take care of everything off the boat ramp. as far as like transom mount and stuff like that. All right, let's talk about the transom mount strap. All right, this little green thing right here. All right, it's a regular ratchet strap. Okay, just a regular ratchet strap. You don't need anything fancy. Go to the dollar store, go to Walmart. All right, Walmart's been great for a lot of this stuff. It's like $2. All right, keep an extra one. Like I keep an extra one up in the compartment over here just in case something happens. It's not as heavy duty, but at least it allows me to get somewhere where I can safely do it. So that's pretty much the way we're set up. It's nothing fancy. We've put in probably about a grand to $1,100 on a $750 investment. So you figured, well, we haven't put a grand into it. We put maybe $300-$400 into it. If you really like nickel and dime everything, including the batteries and stuff like that. Walmart for the batteries. All right, we have the heavier duty. We have a 29 DC Marine Deep Cycle and a 27 size Marine Deep Cycle. Go with those. Get an 8 amp charger. All right, the Schumacher ones are like $22 if you price match if you go to Walmart, but with Corona, obviously like do a ship to you if you can. And we got 2 of them, so we can charge everything. And run your electronics, Bass Pro, $20, the Cabela 12-volt battery, 8 amp hour, ran the fish finder all doggone day. Like, no kidding. And as far as like the pump for the Circ pump that we have for this, it's like $20 at Walmart. You can get a Bass Pro. Think a lot of the other boat stores have them too. And it just hooks up on your regular trolling motor battery, and it doesn't eat anything. So haven't tried that with the new battery yet, the little 12-volt one. Sure, it'll work. Haven't tried it. I'll take keeping my fish alive and healthy over running my electronics, especially if I'm just running to go weigh in. So that's how we're set up. You don't need anything fancy. I fished kayak before. I fished ashore before. I still will do it. If there's somewhere that I'm going that I can't get a boat in, but I can get a kayak in, trust me, I'll go to REI, rent one, go to MWR. If you are military and watching this, MWR is your best friend. If you're in the Hampton Roads area, Little Creek has one boat, and Oceana has 14s and 16s that come with the motor, gas motor. Just make sure you have your boater's license. In fact, that's the big thing. Boat US, the courses are free. I did my boater safety course through them. It was free. Never had an issue renting anything from MWR. So definitely look at that. Stay budget minded. You know, if you're starting out like we are, you don't need anything fancy. Do you really need a boat? Probably not. You could probably hook up with someone, throw them a couple bones for gas, and call it a day. But we decided to go with that because it was always a pain trying to go to MWR and get everything. So keep that in mind. What I'll do is I'll make another video here in the future. It shows like everything up and running, as far as like the Garmin hooked in with the batteries. It's been really windy. I got to clean the inside of this boat out anyhow. Oh, one more thing, boat covers. All right, everyone sees how they have the fancy boat covers and that. You can go with the tarp. Go to the store, get bungee straps and a tarp. Tie the sucker down and you're fine. All right, this one came with a decent sized brown tarp. Got it in the bed of the truck right now. I just took the cover off to make this video, and it's worked perfectly. All right, yeah, it's kind of a pain to tie down sometimes when it rains. Obviously, we're in spring here in Virginia. It's going to rain a lot. Welcome to coastal Virginia, Hampton Roads, Tidewater area. It rains a lot. But what you can do is you can go ahead and get one of these tarps, get some bungee straps, bungee strap it down. It doesn't affect anything. It keeps the inside dry. The only pain with it is when you go to take off the cover and you have a lot of water on there. Make sure drain in the back. Put your drain plug down. Make sure your drain plug's pulled out, which it should be when you're not actually on the lake anyhow. And just let it drain out the back. By the time you get to the lake, the back end's gonna be dry anyhow. So just keep in mind, don't go and make yourself broke over this. All right, fishing's supposed to be fun, not a extremely expensive habit. And trust me, I have a lot of expensive hobbies between trying to get my POTS license, fishing, and the fact that I love guns. So I go and buy guns every now and then because I like to go out and go shoot, target shoot and stuff like that. So it doesn't need to be expensive. Here in the future, I'll make another video talking about how our tackle's set up, where you can get the stuff, the cheapest deals we found, all that stuff. So if you like the video, you think it's somewhat informative, I know it's kind of amateurish, but I mean, I'm doing this on my phone, and it's a budget-minded deal. So give me a thumbs up, share it, like it. Constructive criticism is always welcome. So with that being said, stay safe, wash your hands. Fishing's great social distancing. If you're a Northern Virginian watching this, I am sorry they closed everything down. For the rest of you guys around the country that have the ability to go out and go fish, practice social distancing, 1 rod length. There's a bunch of other ones, but regardless, stay Rona free, stay smiling, tight lines. Bobby from Fox 3, I'll catch you later.